What's a 2-1 buy down and why are we hearing a lot more about them in the market today? Well, the short answer is they're a great way to offset interest rates that are maybe a little higher than what people are hoping or wanting to pay. But they've actually been around for a really long time. This rates were really low, so a lot of people didn't utilize them. So the way that a 2-1 buy down works is it looks at the current market interest rate, and instead of paying at that interest rate, you pay 2% below the first year, 1% below the second year before it goes to its full-time rate that it would stay for the remainder of the loan in year three. So, how does that work? Well, you negotiate it with a seller similar to like you would negotiate a closing cost credit or a permanent rate down, like if you were buying points. So, negotiate it as a one time expense because ultimately, whoever the servicer is, Freddie or Fannie, whoever's investing in the loan, is still going to get paid at the full note rate. So, we'll use an example of 7%. They always get paid at 7%. The borrower only pays the 5% the first year, 6% the second year, and the gap between the 5 and the 7 or the 6 and the 7 is paid with that one-time closing cost credit from the seller. The seller doesn't have to strike a check monthly. It's actually sitting in a separate escrow account that's paid. The beauty behind that account is if you negotiate that as a credit that you're going to get at closing, you can never lose any of that money. A lot of people are going to refinance in the next 12 to 24 months. If you do, if you don't use all 2 years of the benefit of that program, every penny that's left over is used as a principal reduction payment to your outstanding loan balance. Now, let's look at some numbers so this makes a little bit more sense to everybody out there. Here's what it looks like on paper. If I was buying a $400,000 house and putting 20% down, my loan would be $320,000. My payment would be $2,183. Say the house has been sitting on the market a little bit. I'm real tempted to negotiate that sales price down, of course, right? So I can get a better deal. Say I negotiate it down 5% off the original sales price. I buy it at 380. My loan amount comes 304. These examples were 20% down, but of course know that you can put much less than that down in a lot of situations. If I did that, my payment would go from 2183 to 2074, a savings of $89 a month. Now, I'll take any free money that anyone's always willing to give me, but $89 a month is not a gigantic monthly savings. It adds up to $2,600 over the first 2 years of the loan. The seller, on the other hand, is losing $20,000 in net proceeds by going from $400,000 sales price to $380. Now, instead, an alternative strategy, if you're a borrower, is going at them and saying, I know this home has been on the market a little while. Instead of your 400, I'll take your 400 full price and you pay for my 2-1 buy down. What that means is they're paying to subsidize your payments. It's held in that separate escrow account. If I did that, the purchase price would stay at 400, my 20% down, the loan would stay at 320,000, but in my first year, instead of paying, in this example, it's at 7.25, I would pay at 5.25. Instead of the $89 a month difference in my payment, it's over $400 a month for that savings. In the second year, I'm still saving over $200. In the first 2 years, I've saved $7,500. Now, if you're on the selling side, why this makes sense is instead of losing $20,000 in my net proceeds, I only had to contribute $7,500. So it's really a win-win on either side. And again, if you're the borrower and you're thinking you might refinance in the next 12 to 24 months, it's a great way to get access to short-term great rates and then refinance into the long-term great rates of the future. So if you haven't gotten interested in a buy down before, make sure you're taking a look in the market. They're really great deals. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.